Okay, welcome to round 5 of the Square-based online tournament. Um, this is the first time I've had technical difficulties doing this, so this is take 2. We'll see if I can do a better job. So we have me versus Kazandu. We're both at 3 wins and a draw, I think, at this point. So potentially going defeated. Kazandu maybe had a high scoring loss, and I can't quite remember. Anyways, he's running High Priest on a Bone Dragon, Tomb King on a Bone Dragon, 3 Sepulchre Stalkers, which are the snakes that come up from ambush, 10 Skeleton Archers, 6 Skeleton Chariots, 2 Tomb Scorpions with Ambusher, and then 2 Necro Sphinxes. So 4 Toughness 6 monsters, couple Scorpions, big block of Chariots. I'm running my same list. Unfortunately, we forgot to hit the deployment turn 1 button, so it's a little wonky, but I'll try and talk you through it. So this is my turn 1 after deployment. So deployment, I mean my skirmishers, my sisters were just sort of back here. Skycutter was over here. Griffin was over here. He's deployed his big monsters in the middle, big unit chariots, and then his 2 Tomb Scorpions and the Stalkers in reserve. I move the Sisters up with Mystical Pathways, Seaguard forward. They all shoot at the Necrosphinx. I managed to do 2 wounds. I think I fireball the Archers, do a couple wounds. Skycutter comes up on the side. Griffin comes up on the side to maybe get some flank charges. Turn 2, he pushes his dragon forward, moves things forward a little bit. Archers shoot at the Skycutter, don't do any wounds. Chariots shoot at the Skycutter and kill it. I think he thought he shot with all his chariots because they have 360 line of sight, but these 2 probably can't see because I'm not a large target. But anyways, he heals a wound on the Necrosphinx. This is the High Priest in the middle. He has the reserve move spell going, and I don't think he casts any other important magic that turn. Okay, bear with us a moment here. So my, because this is just the pictures that Warhol takes sort of every 10 minutes. So what happens is this is basically pretty much the end of my turn 2. The Griffin declares a charge on the Bone Dragon. It's about 14 inches, and I roll triple ones. So he moves ahead 2 inches. The Silver Helms have declared a charge in. They make the charge. So they're now on their own. My thought is if I can tie up with a challenge and the static combat res +2 from the Silver Helms. My thought is my Griffin's he has a 5 up ward and a 3 up armor, so he can hopefully tank the Tomb King for a while while my other stuff works on the rest of his army. What happens when I fail this charge is that I panic a little bit. Also, my kids were screaming at me to come put them to bed. So, there can be stresses in an online tournament too. But anyways, rather than keeping my dragon looking this way, ready to either intercept these units to stop them from charging my gun line or to countercharge once they do, instead I move them up here and turn them this way to look at the Bone Dragon. And that's you'll see, but this is by far, I think, the biggest mistake of the game. I think I back up my Silverhelms a little bit so they can sort of go either direction. Didn't really need to do that, probably. My Eagle flies forward to move block the chariots. Not super useful because once he hits me, I'll die, and then he'll overrun, and it will be his turn. I guess he'll overrun, then it will be my turn. So that's maybe a good play. Sisters and Seaguard, I've got Plague of Rest up on one of the Necrosphinxes. They all shoot it, and I think they do 0 wounds. So that's unfortunate. I'd like to start chipping them down to make it more vulnerable to my counterchargers, but didn't happen. So what happens is, I think the chariots charge my eagle. I flee, but he catches him anyways. The dragon that had killed the champion then just restrains, doesn't follow up after. I think I just gave ground. I didn't die by too much. And my general's right there, but he just hops over and is now threatening my gun line, and my dragon and my griffin are both now looking at nothing. So that's not good. I guess maybe I did a wound. Anyways, he gets all 3 of his ambushes in, and what he does with them, the stalkers are here, 2 tomb scorpions, is he screens out my ability to travel mystical pathways and get out of his charge arcs. So really, I don't have anywhere to go with them. Can't remember. I think I guess maybe he declared a charge on the Sea Guard in this instance, and they'd failed their terror and fled. Not 100%. They definitely at some point they fail their terror. His dragon hops around a bit more. Tomb priest on dragon. But yeah, he's setting up for a strong turn 3. So this is my turn 3. My griffin flies back here to sort of maybe start threatening his high priest. If I could ever catch him with the reserve move, then I can maybe shut down some of his casting. I travel mystical pathways with the sisters. So the SBOT FAQ is that if one unit has to be within 12 inches, one model has to be within 12 inches of a previous model. So I had a sister here. This sister's 12 inches away. The dragon flips around to try and see, see some of these charges that come in. The knights turn and come back and do the same thing. These knights, I'm not sure if this is their final position, but I did a sideways move to try and cut off the charges from the necro-sphinxes, was the thought. In retrospect, and what I would have done, I think, in real life, because you can just turn the models, is just turn them sideways so that they expands their frontage, and then walk them this way. They'd be in a marching column, but who cares? Walk them this way, and that just to cut off the charge arc of the necro-sphinx, so that he couldn't position them into the charge of that, and he'd have to go by the shortest possible route. So if these knights were over here, if he wanted to charge them, he'd have to charge here. Then he'd get a reform on his turn, but that would have given me a chance to get these girls out of danger. Potentially his dragon could have gone in there. I did my mages over here, and I wind blasted his dragon to sort of cut off this angle, so he couldn't charge the sisters either with the bone dragon. What was back here? I'm not sure. What happens here? This is my turn. So all the sisters and the Sea Guard shoot at the Necrosphinx. I maybe do a wound. It's not enough. These two are gonna, the Sea Guard are in trouble. Yes, so what happens? Maybe his dragon just turns around. So the Tomb Scorpion charges the Sea Guard, the Necrosphinx charges the Sea Guard, and the Chariots charges the Sea Guard. And I don't really, they get wiped. The Sea Guard get wiped out. But I think maybe he took a couple wounds on dangerous terrain going through the woods. I guess maybe a wound. And then the Sea Guard with their, because they have martial discipline, so they get to fight to the side. They managed to kill the Tomb Scorpion. I mean, they still die. The Chariots do a whole bunch of impact hits to the front of them. They're all dead. This Necrosphinx is just able to clip the one, skirt past the Silver Helms, tag the one sister, this is one of those things where I should then form up to him with the sisters, and because I just cover the frontage, so I think I could maybe fit 4 sisters, and the rest should go in the back rank. They would then, they would have been like off the board here. So we just put them all in the front rank. Didn't matter. He still killed a few of them. Then again, this is weird because what do they do? They're stubborn, but they still have to fall back in good order. So they fall back in good order off the board and are gone. He pursues off the board too. That's I've lost my mage then. He casts Column of Crystal in front of my dragon so that I can't see anything. The Griffin's still not doing anything. Yeah. A bad turn all around. Lost my mage, so I can't really get rid of the column. Things aren't going well. I flip around the column with my dragon. The Griffin declared a charge into the Tomb King, and so did the Knights. I mean, maybe I roll really high and somehow kill his general. I don't. I take 2 wounds. He doesn't take any. My thought is that at least if I'm here, he can't place the column on top of enemy units. So I sort of have the thought is my Knights are now, if the Knights are still alive, the column can't go here. It would have to it can't go on top of units, so that maybe it gives me a chance to make a charge. Unless he casts Mass Mirage on me, in which case it doesn't matter. I think he might have miraged. He did mirage at some point. He might have miraged these Knights. That's why they haven't really done anything. What's happened? Oh, we had to skip through some turns because we realized we were not on the right turn. So he charges the Necrosphinx. What did the Necrosphinx do? This is confusing. Somehow my Knights died. I don't know. I think the Necrosphinx charged the Knights. I don't know how it would have died though. Anyways, the Knights are dead. That is a mystery. He shuffles around. He's sort of surrounding my last few remaining units. This combat, I do manage to do a wound. I think I did win a combat here at some point, but he has Indomitable 2. It didn't really do anything. So this would have been so this would be my turn 5. I flip my dragon around to try and see some things. I guess maybe I had Miasma Mirage on the dragon this turn. That's why I couldn't declare a charge. Even though, so he gets Mirage, so he can't do anything. He flips around. I don't know. This was a silly play. He should have flown over here and tried to just get away from stuff. Especially out of Miasmic Mirage and Column of Crystal range. This fight is ongoing. Nothing much happening. His turn 5, the dragon wins, kills everyone. The dragon gets Miasmic Miraged again, and he moves his stuff up. But I mean, it's all over at this point, really. I just sort of shuffle my dragons so that I don't know. Why didn't I? Oh, I can't march, so it would have been hard to get away. And can't march -2 movement, so I'm only moving 8. Can't really get anywhere. I basically just shuffle to try and not have anything in my rear arc. But as you might expect, when all these things charge in, the dragon, what happened? I challenge, we do a few wounds. He just wins way high on combat resolution, and he doubles outnumbers me. So I fall back. This way, roll pretty high, but the dragon when it pivots is so close that he then catches me, and I'm tabled on his turn 6. So a crushing victory to Kazandu. It was also it was place of watchtower, place of power. He scored points by being within 6 inches of this at the end of the game. So his score was actually 200 points higher. So big 20-0 for him. I feel like I did not play very well, but yeah, didn't play very well. And the high toughness monsters are a challenge when you have a bunch of strength 3 shooting. This is a sad thing to stand, but anyways, this ended up being the last round of the Square Base Online tournament, or the there's one final round or two to determine an overall winner, but for those of us who have a loss, this was the final round. So these are the overall standings then at the end of round 5. So Daenerys and Kyrie's are going to play final round to determine who emerges completely undefeated. Wood Elves with, I think he has maybe 6 Pillars of Fire. Kyrie's is sort of a pretty balanced Orc and Goblin list with couple other High Elves in the top, couple other Tomb Kings. I think maybe one of these other lists is Tomb King doing well. That big loss dropped me down to 16th, way down here, but or 16th. But yeah, 3-1-1. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's a great experience. Super cool to play people from. It ended up being around North America, but yeah, just fun to play people from all over against some lists that I haven't played against before. So it was a great experience. Hopefully there'll be another online Square-based online tournament, or maybe a league. So that was really good. Yeah, thanks for listening, watching, and I'll hopefully get back to doing some picture for real life battle reports shortly. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.